When we look back at ancient cities like Cairo, we're usually staring at the monumental, the massive stone testaments built by pharaohs, sultans, and empires. But these towering structures and grand tombs are essentially public highlight reels. They tell us how rulers demanded to be remembered, not how regular citizens actually lived, cooked, slept, and survived the scorching Egyptian summers. Even the chaotic, vibrant marketplaces, the historic souks overflowing with brass and glass, only show us the public-facing side of daily life. To piece together the complete history of medieval Cairo, we have to look past the grand plazas and bustling streets. We have to cross the threshold into the forgotten, highly engineered private sanctuaries of its residents. Our geographic anchor for this journey is the 9th century Mosque of Ibn Tulun. It is one of the oldest and largest mosques in Africa, dominating the city's Sayyida Zainab district. Pressed directly against the mosque's massive outer walls are two surviving 17th century private homes, Bayt Al-Kiritliya and Bayt Amna bin Salim. Because they share a structural wall with the mosque itself, they managed to avoid the demolition that leveled surrounding neighborhoods. By the 1930s, these homes were falling into ruin. Enter Major R.G. Geyer Anderson, a British Army doctor and orientalist. He convinced the Egyptian government to let him live in and restore the crumbling structures, entirely at his own expense. Geyer Anderson took a radical approach to curation. Instead of putting his extensive collection of Middle Eastern art behind sterile glass cases, he furnished the rooms as if they were actively inhabited by a wealthy Ottoman-era family. Today, the resulting complex operates as a single entity, the Geyer Anderson Museum. Stepping inside is the closest we can get to physically walking into an authentic, functioning Ottoman-era Cairene household. Traditional Islamic domestic architecture is distinctly inward-looking. The thick outer walls present a blank, defensive face to the chaotic, blazing street, designed to physically and psychologically seal the family off from the outside world. The true heart of the home is the sun, or central open-air courtyard. These courtyards acted as the lungs of the house. By pulling in light and fresh air while blocking the harsh direct sun, they created a highly regulated, private microclimate. To combat the intense summer heat, the architects built malkofs, or wind catchers, onto the roofs. These tower-like structures were specifically angled to capture cool, prevailing northern winds and physically force that air down chutes into the lower living spaces. As that descending column of air reached the base of the room, it passed over an indoor marble fountain. The evaporating water instantly chilled the breeze, pushing it outward to circulate through the surrounding halls. The courtyard and wind catchers operate as an ancient, precision-engineered air conditioning system. They serve as a brilliant, passive climate survival mechanism crafted for an unforgiving desert environment. The primary interface between the home's interior and the outside world is the Mashrabiya. These are the intricately carved wooden lattice screens that replace standard glass windows in the upper rooms. This complex geometric woodcraft serves a crucial thermodynamic purpose. The dense pattern breaks up the glare of direct sunlight, significantly reducing ambient heat, while still allowing the chilled breeze from the wind catchers to flow freely through the gaps. But the lattice also solved a strict cultural requirement. Traditional Islamic homes separated public reception areas from the haramlik, the private family and women's quarters. The dense woodwork allowed the female residents to look down onto the street or into the men's reception halls below, while remaining completely invisible to anyone on the other side. The Mashrabiya stands as a masterclass in Ottoman engineering. With a single architectural element, the builders simultaneously solved complex thermodynamic challenges and enforced strict societal rules, all while casting beautiful, dappled light across the floors. When visitors arrived, they were entertained in the ka, the grand reception halls. These rooms were perfectly engineered for hospitality, featuring a sunken central floor surrounded by raised, carpeted seating areas. It is in these reception halls that Geyer Anderson's curatorial vision truly shines. He populated the spaces with authentic Persian carpets, vibrant Turkish Iznik ceramics, and inlaid brass ewers, bringing the rooms back to their vibrant operational state. He even went so far as to purchase an entire 16th-century wooden reception room from Damascus, Syria. He had the elaborately painted panels, gold lacquer, and ceiling beams dismantled, shipped to Cairo, and meticulously reassembled inside the home. The profound historical authenticity of the space ironically comes from this exact tension. It took the obsessive dedication of a foreign collector to reassemble and preserve the deeply native cross-cultural aesthetics of a historic Islamic home. When you ascend the stairwells and step onto the rooftop terrace, the isolated sanctuary of the house physically reconnects with the vast, sprawling city. Looking out over the skyline reinforces what the walls below us prove. Medieval domestic architecture was highly evolved technology, engineered to harmonize with the climate and the culture of its inhabitants. This preserved residence serves as a vital bridge to the past, pulling history out of the shadows of massive, impersonal monuments and returning it to a deeply human scale. To grasp the true legacy of Islamic Cairo, we must recognize that its most profound stories are found inside the ingenious, intimate sanctuaries built by the people who called it home.